about that. We end up, getting covering it with this bubblegum of material wealth and forget actually what it's about. And I think if I was president of IUCN, I would try and push that a lot more, using human well-being as a link to actual our needs for biodiversity and ecosystem services.
So we're getting the question out. Now, Sander, I mean, you work in probably one of the largest consulting firms in the world. You're sitting on top of all this brain power. What are you going to do to create urgency in the world?
What I like to do is, I sort of mentioned that before, I like the second tier group, the laggards, the ones that are not fully aware of it yet. And you can wake those up quite easily, so I think that's sort of the low-hanging fruit. That's maybe what we do as a consultant, we reach out to low-hanging fruit. But anyway, but it's just, I think this group is just it's a very easy target. They're not convinced yet, and the story is just so convincing. I mean, you hear it talking, you believe it immediately. So you just reach out to these companies, and there's very easy ways to just start thinking about sustainable strategies. Start valuing projects so that you can actually see you can even make money of doing valuable things.
Thank you. Before going to Mariana with the same question, what is IUCN in your mind going to do to create urgency? We have 5 more minutes, so Mariana gets 2 minutes, and you all have 45 seconds to ask a question to the audience, because these are all the leaders of the world in the room. And they're going to run this conference over the next few days, and you come up with a question of what do you want them to do for you in the next week here in Jeju. But Mariana, what are you going to do to create urgency inside IUCN?
Oh, sorry. That is a big question. I think, I mean, I agree with a lot of what has been said so far. And, I do agree that we need to put a value on nature and place a value on nature, but I think that besides that we do have a broken system that we need to fix. We need to be able to work together to fix the system. I mean, and I think that we need, from IUCN's perspective, IUCN is very well placed to be doing that because we have everyone that we need to have in the same building. Or no, maybe we need to bring more communities, more representatives from indigenous communities. But there are a few. I think that we just need to be able to create more linkages between these different worlds. And I think that although today there was a show of hands that brought together, conservation and business, and we didn't have enough of the governments in the room at the beginning of the day, and I think that we need to be able to find ways in which, we start, if you're talking in Conservation Congress terms, to really start getting the people from business going and attending the events that focus more on the biodiversity elements, and people from government and conservation to go and talk more and get in touch with the other stakeholders that are here. Some ideas.
Thank you. So 3 minutes left, 45 seconds each. It's going to take at least 4 years before you are on top of the IUCN. So until then, this crowd has to do it for you. What do you want these people to do for you in the next few days?
It's a hard one, 45 seconds, very quickly. I think that the message that I would like to leave is just to change how we think. Go home tonight and think about, what makes me happy in my work, what are my long-term goals, and how do they align with the rest of the world in terms of human society as a whole. Yes, I think. Thank you.
I would go with 2 points. One is, yesterday Mr. Jagadev talked about funding agency. I would say that create a funding body which should be contributed by everyone. It's not just the business, it's not just the government. It should be everyone, because all of us are destroying the nature, so all of should shoulder the responsibility to improve it or to conserve it. So the funding agencies should be contributed by everyone. And second point for the awareness, because we are talking about the 2050. Now we are here, we are developing some awareness among some group of people, like 10,000 participants are there. But if we get this whole thing, get it embedded in the education system, then we can create more education, more awareness from the starting itself. Like the people who are, like students, if we talk about the students, so if they understand the whole operation, whole manufacturing, getting embedded sustainability into the whole process, they learn about everything. So if you get sustainability embedded in the whole education system, that means we are creating a sustainable future through children. Yes, sir.
If I'll be organizing this event in 4 years, I wouldn't allow you guys to come and would invite 10,000 other people. Because I think we all know the urgency, and we gotta reach out to the ones that don't know yet.
What I'd ask you to do is to think about a world where instead of forests, we have shopping malls, instead of wetlands, we have swimming pools, and think if you really, really want to be spending the time that you're not in the office in these places and not be able to go out into the open, enjoy a hike, enjoy a beautiful view, think about it, and then think, how can we change this path to destruction?
Well, thank you very much. Give him a big hand of applause, because next to the 4 courageous fighters up here, there's lots of people in purple shirts. They are the FOTs. Also young future leaders who have helped organize a large part of the sessions here. So if you want to know how young people think, talk to the purple shirts. Thank you very much. Jörg?
Well, thank you to the future leaders, and thank you to Peter for moderating that discussion. We talked in the morning about business perspectives, and we are now going to talk about public policy. And Peter mentioned that the World Business Council has presented earlier this year a document, Changing Pace, which has the subtitle, Public Policy Options to Scale and Accelerate Business Action Towards Vision 2050. And I think this is the first time that the Global Business